What is up, guys? This is DJ Rides, and today I'm going to show you how to take off your front and rear wheel. So if you need to get like a new set of tires put on and you don't want to just ride the bike to the dealership, you can actually save some money this way. I think most places charge like $20 or $30 more per tire if you just ride the bike in, but if you bring them in yourself, you can save some money. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your bike on stands. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So make sure that your front of the bike is straight, like so. And then kind of similar to how we put on the back, make sure it's in place. Check both sides. Apply a little bit of force, and boom. There it is. All right, so I'm gonna start with the rear. I'm gonna take off my rear wheel first. You're gonna need a 33mm socket and a 33mm socket and a big extension for it, because you're probably gonna need to apply some serious force to get the sucker off, especially if it's the first time you're taking it off. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. I'm gonna put one arm, I know you can't see it, but I'm gonna put my left hand on top of the bike to stabilize it. So if this nut is really locked in place, I'm not gonna lift the bike up off the rear stand. Boom, just like that. Next, you wanna take a soft mallet, like so, and just gently bump this axle through the bike. Lost a washer. Keep track of everything. And from here, you can see, whoop, my axle's already sticking out on the other side. It's kind of hard to pull, so I might need to loosen the tension on the chain a little bit. So to do that, I'm going to use a 12mm wrench and loosen these guys. Chain tension is different on every single bike. So on R6s, you have to loosen this primary bolt, which holds it in place, and then you take an Allen wrench and you stick that in here and twist left if you want to pull the chain out more, and vice versa if you're trying to give it more slack. So I'm going to do that. Be right back. This bolt, camera in a little bit. It shouldn't need much. And then I'm gonna drive this guy in. I'm gonna twist right. And you can see my chain gaining a lot of slack as I do that. Do the same thing on the other side now. If you put enough force on the axle, when you hit it through the bike, you might not have to do this. Alright, that should be enough. All I'm doing is taking my long end wrench and sticking it in here. You can use anything. Just make sure you're not damaging the axle when you do so. And I'm hitting the other end of it with this mallet to try to get more of the axle out. And it's working. The axle is almost out now. I just pull on that. Boom. There's your axle. Make sure you lube that up before you put it back in with new tires. And now the wheel here. The wheel should come right off. So your rear brake caliper will be loose when you do this. Just stick that somewhere where it's not going to fall. And if you're keeping it off for a long period of time, you should put a coat hanger in here and wrap it through the axle hole or something, just so you're not putting a lot of stress on the line. And you just gently pull the chain. Try not to get my camera all dirty. So all I did was I just worked the chain around here until it was off and loose to the side. And that's it. There's the rear. So now we're gonna remove the nut on the, if you're facing toward the motorcycle, on the right side of the bike. So you're gonna want a 22mm socket and just remove. Shouldn't be too tricky. Whoa. So, after you remove this nut from the right side of the bike, double check, make sure each one of these Allen bolts is loose. There's 4 of them, 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. You don't need to take them out. You just need to make sure that they're nice and loose, because they're what's holding the axle in place. And then you just take your mallet and your device, whatever you're sticking in there, smaller than the screw hole, push the axle through. All right, I think that should be good enough. Should be able to pull it out now. Look at that. And just like that. So you're gonna need a 12mm socket to take off these front calipers. Make sure I'm not tightening. Once those are off, all you do is you just pop this out. Just now my wheel's in the way because I went ahead and took it off the axle. But they just come out just like that. And mine are going to be hanging because I don't have a better place to put them right now. But that's the general idea what you do. It's the same for both sides. So pro tip, something you want to be careful of. I realized when I was doing the last one, it's kind of a tricky angle getting into these. It might be tempting for somebody who's doing this for the first time to try to turn the wheel, to turn the handles, to give yourself a better angle on getting these bolts out. Do not do that. When your bike's on a stand, if you turn those handles, the front is going to want to turn. And it is highly possible that it could come off the stand if you do that. That's just going to cause way more problems than you want to deal with. Just so, however difficult it is to reach to the bolts, which it really shouldn't be that bad, but if you want to turn that handle, don't. just keep the bike where it is. All right, both my calipers are off in the front. The wheel just comes right out. Be Careful you don't snag a caliper. Or your axle. That's all there is to it. First, wheels are off. And assuming you have brand new tires, you can bring it into the dealership or your friend that has the machine to mount and balance tires and get it done. Thanks for watching.